Then what does the mind look like? 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet said mind is an activity, it's not a thing. And since we have no image to work with, we have confusion. And to eliminate the confusion, I will create an image to work with. So in 1934, Dr. Thurman Fleet created this thing he calls the magical graphic. We simply call it the stick man. You have a piece of paper if you'd like to follow along here. It's certainly up to you. When I first saw this, I thought they had a drunk graphic artist. I drew a lot of stick men in school. I was bored to tears. I'm in 8th grade, like I said, I went through 8th grade twice so I could quit. First time through, I missed 106 days. And I wasn't sick of one of them. Not one. And I never drew a stick man with a head that daggone big. Did anybody? I didn't either. But they said, Tim, the mind controls everything. Your body is nothing more than an instrumentation of what's going on upstairs anyway. Think wealth, get wealth. We know this is true. You ever heard of a hypochondriac? Think sick, what do they get? All the time. Do you want to hang around them? No. I love this one when people try to one-up each other on their ailments. Keep up with the Joneses on how sick they are. Oh, this is brilliant discussion, folks. Think about it for a moment, and we get caught up in some of that garbage. Don't allow that to happen. This particular graphic, please don't confuse the simplicity with the effectiveness. That little picture right there is worth over $100 million a year in increased sales in the Prudential of America. You should wrap your mind around $100 million. That's 106 zeros. That little guy right there. Why? Because we went in and we taught. Now, I didn't do it. Bob Proctor did it back in the 80s and 90s. He went in and he taught people how their mind works so they could alter the way they think just a little bit, which altered the outcome of their results. Would you agree with me? You'll never get beyond where you are today with the same thinking that got you where you are today? Pretty obvious, right? So we have to learn how this thing called mind works. Now, he said we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. I thought, shoot, I heard that. You know, even as an 8th grade dropout, I knew that part. He said your conscious mind is your thinking mind and your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. He said your emotional mind is where all of your fears, habits, inhibitions, doubts, everything that's happened in the past that's happened to us that we drag forward into the future is all stored in your emotional mind. Then he said this, in your thinking mind, Tim, you can choose your thoughts. You can choose anything you want to think about. You can choose big, beautiful pictures of what you want to do, what you want to be, what you want to have. Yes, you have to be, or wait a minute, be it, do it, and have it. You got to become it first, and then you'll do it, and then you can have it. That's what he said. He said, so you can choose anything you want to think about. But how many people get caught up in negative news? Everybody. Well, I apologize, not I. So not everybody, because I am not interested in news. I don't watch the news. Maybe one time for a few minutes in the middle of the day. News does not affect the way I feel. No, I won't allow it. I learned that from my first mentor. To get away from that garbage, you can't help it, it can't help you. And he was right. If you get nothing else out of today, nothing else, if you'll get this point, it'll change the direction of your business. The thoughts that you choose ultimately cause your feelings. Anybody have young kids? Yeah, young kids? How old? 4 and 8. 4 and 8. Tell me about the 4-year-old.
He's passionate about gymnastics.
You should see your face change. Okay, now everybody direct this way just a little bit. Watch her as she explains this little guy.
My 4-year-old son, I said he's very passionate about gymnastics. He eats, sleeps, he goes to gymnastics twice a week, 4 hours a day. He wants to go to the Olympics. He wants to compete when he turns 5 next year. My 8-year-old, he's a baseball fan. He sings the children's choir at school. Another after-school program, so they're busy, but I wasn't expecting to be this busy.
It's just beginning, champ. It's just beginning. Thank you so much. But what I want you to understand is she was thinking, wasn't she? And she was actually explaining to you, and we were getting caught up in a good feeling. Her thoughts cause a feeling. Would you agree with that? Now I want you to do me a favor. I want you to think of where you were when you found out 2 big airplanes ran into 2 big buildings in New York City. Different feeling, isn't it? That's drastic. And I went drastic on purpose. I got it big time. I went drastic on purpose because I want to drive this point home, folks. Your thoughts cause feelings. And those feelings, these things right here, these things are expressed in actions, not these things. This is where we get it all wrong. Feelings are expressed in actions, and then actions, of course, produce results. So in any area of your life, spiritual, social, mental, physical, family, financial, and we all have agreed that we don't have everything we want in every area of our life. So in any area of your life, if you would like to enhance the quality of your results, you've got to go back to the origination point, don't you?